Hey YouTube, and today is a review day. But today is no ordinary review day. You see, I'm making this review and doing it because Adam Banks is holding a contest at the moment for his 200 subs. I would like to congratulate Adam on his 200 subs. I think it's well deserved. And this review is especially for him. I hope you get many more subs as well. Well, on with the review. And the review I'm doing today is from a tobacco that was gifted to me by Glynn Quelch, a great YouTuber on his channel, a very good tobacco blender, and also manager of Gauntleys of Nottingham, a very fine tobacconist. Now, what can I say about this tobacco? Well, let's first of all talk about the contents of this tobacco. Glynn blended this recently. I think it's the newest blend in their range, and it has Red Virginia, Perique, and Dark Kentucky, and it has quite a lot of the Perique in it. It is got a ratio of about 20% Perique, which is quite high. Well, let's have a look. Well, when I received it, it was in one of Courtney's pouches, and to get a bit of air, I jarred it up in a small jar. I like these Kilner Mason jars, they're very good. They keep a good seal, and they keep your tobacco nice and fresh. Well, the cut, I would say, was a very fine ribbon, bordering on ready rubbed. I'd say more ready rubbed than ribbon actually. And let's see what it smells like. Well, first of all, you get that impression of the Red Virginia with a nice spicy tones from that Perique, and a nice sort of minerally earthy tones with a good sweetness coming through. I think the sweetness is coming from that interplay between the Red Virginias and the Kentucky. It's coming through very well. Now, what's it remind me of, really? It's got touches of it very much reminds me of fermented products. That sweetness coming through. A slight touch of rye bread about it. You know, like they use in delis. Then in the background, a subtle hint of a slight sourness. Like a kind of sourdough. But that is very much in the background. All in all, a very pleasant smelling tobacco. And looks wise, you've got a nice general range of colours, from the darks from the Cavendish to the nice tones of the Perique, and those little, and the Red Virginias give it a nice touch. It lifts it somehow. All in all, I thought it was a pleasant looking tobacco and pleasant smelling. So on that front, it scores quite highly. Now, as my usual custom, I'm halfway through the bowl. In this case, my Missouri Meerschaum Country Gentleman, a very nice pipe. And I'm using my mini orange Bic. As is customary nowadays in my reviews. Still keeping that solidarity with Pipe Smoker Stew. Now, when it came to the smoking experience, on first lighting, you've got those nice red Virginia tones. They don't come through as strongly in the smoke as it does in the pouch, or in this case the jar, but they survive the journey from lighting very well. They give you different tones to most Virginias, but I think they're welcome. And you then got some nice spicy tones from the perique coming through, which was very pleasant. Hmm. Now I noticed about a quarter of the way down the bowl, a bit further than it, almost halfway down, I noticed that I started getting some flavours through of a kind of fermented character, and I couldn't put my finger on it at first. It was almost like the taste, almost like a hoppy, beery taste. And then, oh, I started getting them slight rye bread tones again, with a nice spice and a sweetness that carried through, but it wasn't over sweet. It just carried the sweetness in the background to complement the other flavours. I must say the Kentucky comes through this very well as well. All in all, I'd say it was a nice balance of flavours that come across well. Well, would I be ordering this again? I'd say yes. I'd definitely be putting it on an order. It makes a nice tobacco. Now, would I call this a traditional vapour? Because it has Virginia and Perique in it. Well, I wouldn't say it was a vapour. I'd say it was a Virginia Perique mix. I know it's a bit of pedantry, but I wouldn't say it tasted like a lot of vapours you get, especially the ones over here. But I think it brings something very interesting to the table, and it is definitely worth investigating. If you like your Virginias and your Periques, I'd say give it a go. And I'd say it would be a very good introduction to these Virginia Perique tobaccos as well. So if you're new to them, contact Gauntleys and see if they can, well, they can get some from them. It's always a good service, and their own home blend tobaccos are very good. Now, I was recently given some Celtic Twilight and I really enjoyed that. And I'll be doing some more Gauntlet reviews in the future. Now, beer choice. I could have plumped for stout with this, but I wanted something a touch lighter that will bring out different flavours and bring out some contrasts as well. So I have chosen a brown ale. I have many brown ales, brown ales to choose from, but I have chosen one of my favourites, which is Man's Brown Ale. It's produced in a wet bread brewery now, and it's very good. A very underrated ale in this country. But I think it's just as good as Newcastle Brown Ale. Or you could pick good old traditional Newcastle Brown. It'll be a lot easier to get in America, for instance, Newcastle Brown. I've also chosen a vintage ale. One made by Moorlands, the makers of Old Speckled Hen, and I have chosen Old Crafty Hen. Now this is a superb beer. It's very similar to the Old Speckled Hen, but slightly darker and richer. It's made by the same brewmaster, and it was created by him. But this is matured in oak vats for about 3 times longer than the Old Speckled Hen. And the extra maturation really makes a difference in the finish of the beer. It is one of the finest beers I've had in a long time. I highly recommend this beer. Well, as I said, this was specially for Adam Banks's 200 subs contest. What I will do, I will put a link down below to Adam's channel and also to Glynn Quelch's channel. They're both excellent. Give them a sub. And if you are a reviewer like me, why not enter Adam's contest? He's a very nice man, and I think he deserves our support. Oh well, see ya!